Good afternoon or good evening. I'm Pauline Johnson from Woodbridge, Virginia. I'd like to take you into a day in the night of October 27th, a Monday, a day when we received a call. It was a normal Monday morning. Everything seemed to be very normal. Got up, went to work, came home, had dinner. My husband was watching Monday Night Football. And about 11:30, we got a call from one of Hollis's best friends. And he said, Miss Johnson, is Mr. Johnson there? I said, yes, he's here. And I gave the phone to Brad. And when I gave the phone to Brad, he said, Pauline, Hollis has been shot. He's at the Washington Hospital Center. And we went to the hospital center and we were driving down 95. And at one point, as we're driving, I took Brad's hand and I believe that's probably when Hollis passed. We had called my daughter and my son to let them know that their brother had died. Well, not that he had died, but that he had been shot. And we get down to the Washington Hospital Center and make that dreadful walk into the entrance of that dreadful walk into the entrance of emergency entrance. We walk in, we state who we are, and they say, please wait in the waiting room. So we went into the waiting room and we waited and we waited and we waited. Long after an hour, I said, there was an intercom phone, and I went to the intercom phone and I said, look, I'm a preacher. I played the ordained card because I'm ordained, and I said, I'm a preacher. I want to see my son. And they said, there'll be someone out in a few minutes. 2 doctors came out and they took us into a little small room. And they said, we've done all we can do. And it's interesting because Hollis had a saying, it's done all it can do. It's done all it can do. I looked at them and I said, I want to see my son. I want to see my son. And we walked into they said, you can see him. And we walked into this room where he laid lifeless on this gurney. And I began to look at Hollis. And I began to rub his head and state, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I wanted to be able to protect him. I wanted to be able to protect my son. Gun violence. This was almost 8 years ago. And we're still killing people today at a much worse rate. Congress, you took an oath of integrity and of truth. It's time. What's it going to take? It's time for decisions to be made. It's time to make a difference. I now belong to a club of all thousands of mothers and fathers who've lost their children to gun violence. 19 children went to school, got up that morning and had breakfast, and didn't come home. Hollis was a 10-year employee at Freddie Mac. He was a fine young man. Fine young man. 36 years old. These 19 babies, they were babies that won't graduate from school. I implore you, each one of you, to think about the oath that you've taken and have a reflection, each of you individually, look at yourselves in the mirror and make the decisions that will make a difference in the world today. I wanted to take you through that day in the life of just one mother, myself, but thousands of mothers. We're talking about crime. We're talking about mental illness. We're talking about domestic violence. We're talking about just because I feel like it. It's time for a change. So I implore each one of you to think of what you're doing to our society and how things are getting much worse, not better. So I thank you for this opportunity. And I just hope that you're ready to make a difference. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.